Good morning and welcome back to the apocalypse here in Project Zomboid. We're gonna try the same thing that we tried yesterday, well, in the last episode. It's been a few days since then. We're not gonna have a helicopter today, although I think we're not gonna. I didn't actually listen to the radio. Just a quick update here from the base. So the farm is now here, slightly expanded, so we have like 10 different crops growing. And our traps are now, well, outside of vision all the way over there, because that's where you have to put your traps. Outside, you know, that's kind of the 75 tiles from where you're active, where it should be. So let me actually just show you down here in the kitchen. We have actually a fridge here with fish, we have rabbit meat, we have various vegetables, and let me just grab something for the road here, fill that into bowls, and we're just gonna grab a few, I don't know, a little bit of lettuce filler as an additional snack. Alright, we do have our welding mask attached to the backpack now. So yeah, I'm gonna probably make a cut in a second here for the road trip, so you don't need to watch me driving all across the map again. So yeah, other than that, I did read a bunch of books, so we have now the XP boost for most of our stuff ready. Did some fishing. Yeah, not much else that happened. We did have a visitor down here, and actually, like when I did the traps, there were 3 guys in the northern part here. So you might see that the gray area is lifted. So I did a little jog around the whole inner part of the peninsula, and there was like 3 guys somewhere here that we killed, and a few guys across the creek here. Other than that, it's been fairly quiet, relaxed. But I wanted to get out there, get that metalworking done and dusted, so that we can upgrade our cars and actually, after the next helicopter, head out to another proper raid again. So yeah, we're gonna hit the road here. And one of the reasons why I repositioned those traps was I didn't want them to make sound here and attract zombies towards the wall, and that's why I put them on the riverside. The downside is I have to run there now and I cannot drive down here, check the traps. But hey, we've got fresh rabbit now, and I also managed to recover the weight again. We were down to 77, now 79 with an up arrow, so all good. Alright, I'm gonna drive back to the crossroads, to our trailer that we left behind there, and I'll be back with you in a second. And we're back at the crossroads. Took us about 3 in-game hours. Not too wild, I'd say. So, now the wonderful task here is to grab all, well, almost all, no, let's just take all of them propane torches, and now we're gonna go around, have a quick look around that nobody is gonna bother me here with my work. No, looks fine. And click on dismantle car wreck. And then we have a bunch of metal on the ground. By the way, do I have the mod that I can... No, I don't have a mod where I can remove fully working cars. So yeah, so I'm gonna go around and, well, see if I run out of car wrecks or if I run out of propane torches first, because I didn't bring any spare propane, and then we'll see. And then we're gonna start collecting that. So I'll bring you back in. Alright, and just like that, we are out of propane. You know, I'm bad at counting. I really thought we had more torches than we had car wrecks here, but yeah, that's that. I'm on the fence. You know, I was thinking just having 8 propane torches, because that's exactly enough to load up from a propane tank would be enough, but at the end of the day, one tank weighs as much as 10 full torches, so I think I'd rather transport more torches than more tanks with me going forward. And that being said, okay, this is all empty. These are all empty. Yeah, so that was 30 propane torches. We got ourselves up to metalworking. 4 and a little bit. I think if we read the book, it's probably going to boost us to 5. Because we have the whole retroactive books thing, right? Oh. I didn't see that we got an audience here. Excuse me, sirs, did you pay? This is not... This is not free entertainment. I'll take that just for the magazine. Shotgun, yeah, bad condition. Alright. Before I get distracted with loading up all the stuff here, let's make sure all other audience members get their fair share of my attention. Let's put that pistol away. Now, if you thought just walking from car to car and picking up and clicking dismantle vehicle was fun, now the real fun begins. Because we didn't just do this for the metalworking skill, because that's a bad use of propane. You know, if you want to level up metalworking, disassemble some fences or dumpsters or stuff like that. I mostly did this for, well, the convenience of having everything in place and for the materials. So what I'm now gonna do is drive through all these piles of stuff we left over and put them into the trailer. And that might take a while, and then we're gonna drive back to base. And that's probably where I'm gonna pick back up with you, and then I'll show you guys what we can do with all that stuff, why we're doing this. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, in a few seconds for you, and a few minutes for me. Well, a quick update from the metalworking front. I didn't want to drive back in the middle of the night in the darkness, so I waited for the next day, and of course it's foggy, so we've got that covered. I also spent some time to pilfer any good parts I saw on that car, so we now have back here some extra doors, for front and back seats, windows, bunch of tires, and all the performance brake. I didn't want to install them yet in my car, because I didn't want to make a big show here. 60 metal bars, about 50 pipes, 30 sheets, 60 small sheets, bunch of scrap metal. So I think that should last us for a little bit. You know, it sounds like a lot, but we'll go through this real fast. Now, I don't want to drive during the fog, so I think what I'm going to do here, before we leave, is steal some engine parts from those racks. Now, I'm kind of expecting not to get much from this. One. Yeah, so, you know, those 25 engine parts to rebuild an engine, that takes a while to collect. But yeah, I'll go around here, wait for the fog to clear up, and then head back to base. And I'll see you there. I don't know, sweet home. And time to take a look at what we can do with this metal. Now, metalworking in vanilla is a bit of a dead profession. There's not much you can do with it. But since we're using a bunch of modded cars, many modded cars have either slots for armor that you can make, you can craft and attach, you know, Mad Max up the car, or there is, at least I think I'm running the mod, which allows you to basically armor up any car that is in the game. That is unified vehicle upgrades or something it's called. So you're gonna need some metalworking skills, some metal parts, and then whatever you want to protect, go for it. You know, add some Mad Max style armor on it. You know, just weld some metal plates on the sides and call it good enough. And that kind of protects your parts, that when zombies run into you or you run into them, that you don't take that much damage. Or rather, no damage at all. The armor takes damage and then eventually the car. So for those, for the normal cars, you do it in that menu, and here I basically have to craft the metal parts first, which means I would go here. I have a mod called the Unified KR5 crafting menu, so all KR5, that is the modder cars, are in here. So we're looking for the 70s Dodge, and yeah, except for the good bull bar, we can make anything we want. So let's grab some screws, grab a fresh propane torch or two. Also picked up some logs on the way, because the other thing we can do, I was looking around. We actually had the garage door mod the whole time installed. I just didn't have the right tool in my inventory, so it wasn't showing up. Which doesn't show up right now. What am I missing this time? Did I drop the hammer? Oh yeah, I think I dropped the hammer. Because the brick hammer doesn't work, but yeah. Then you have the garage door menu, and a large garage door takes 14 planks, 14 small metal sheets, and 8 door hinges. You know when I said, oh, we probably have enough knobs and hinges? Yeah, no, we can't build one garage door on one side of the garage, but yeah. That's a problem for later. Just wanted to show that quickly. Alright, let's go here. Refill all of our propane torches. Which probably was enough here to empty one of the propane tanks. Screws. Take like 2 boxes. Right, and then I can just stand here next to the trailer and click. Yeah. We craft one of those. And hopefully this time I actually did the right way around. This is a Dodge Challenger. Okay, yeah. Because there's 3 cars that kind of share some parts, you know, the Challenger, you see we have the Camaro tires, and then also there is the Plymouth Barracuda, and they kind of share parts, except they don't share the armor parts. So in my multiplayer save, I was then crafting 2 Barracuda armors and wanted to put them on my Challenger, and the game's like, nope. And it was a bunch of wasted materials. Right, windshield armor. And then the rear windshield armor. Now, the kind of most important thing, though, is going to be replacing the standard bumpers with these bull bars, because that is the stuff that actually protects your hood from taking damage, protects your trunk from taking damage. We can only make the type 1. So I'm gonna see with the metalworking we picked up from that little crafting exercise there, how much that is going to be worth after reading the books, and potentially see if we can level up from this. Oh yeah, the other thing that I ripped out the radios from all the cars that were there. You know, get some electrical XP, get some more electrical wire, a whole one of them. Yeah, exactly. Swimming in wire. But yeah, let's grab the metalworking 4 book, which we have. By the way, I also noticed, of all the books that we're still missing, we're missing Reloading Volume 3. So that's kind of the tricky part where the reloading XP gets really low and we don't have the book for that. That's unfortunate. Well, anyway, I'm going to do some reading, continue some cooking and living in the house, and then I'll get you back once we can do some more with the metalworking stuff. And we see from there. Be back in a bit. Right, after reading the book, we're like halfway through to level 6, but not quite there yet. What I decided to do is gather up all the materials for at least one of the garage doors. Now, in the mod page, there are a bunch of comments of people complaining that it eats the materials, but it doesn't build the garage door. But also enough people that say, no, it works fine. So, Gamba? It built something. Yeah, it looks fine. Works fine. Alright. There are a few too many planks at the place here, but that's the least of the problems. Okay, so we've got a door on one side. Oh, it's all work in progress here. So anyway, about that bull bar. So I think we're just going to build a type 2 then, if we can't build a type 3 yet, and hope that's quite as good. I think the type 2 looks better than the type 3, if I remember correctly. I mean, looks are always, you know, a matter of taste. Right, so uninstall that thing. We uninstall this thing. And install this. And we're gonna just throw the old bumpers in here for now. Did I unhook this thing, by the way? Not yet. Right, let's give it a look from the front here. I think I like it. Seems good enough, and now it feels much safer also to sleep in the car, and I like the cat ear headphones poking out through the roof. Okay. Now we could go ahead and so do I want to armor up this thing, or do I want to armor up this thing down there? That's the big question here. the downside of this here is the armor also weighs something, and I remember it had some issues pulling the trailer in here, so I'm not even sure we're going to keep this car for much longer. We might take this out on our next trip and then swap it for a better car, for a different car in the next town. Talking about the next town. So I was thinking that the next target could be this wonderful place here, called Orchid Wood. And now, full disclosure, I'm very familiar with this place. So unlike Nettle, which I, have only poked into before and was kind of exploring for the first time really in this series, this is a place I've been to because in a multiplayer server, so quick short story time, I was a new multiplayer server, fresh start. This map was completely unknown to anyone on the server. So I logged in on the server, spawned in Riverside, opened my map, said, oh, what's that? This is where I'm going to put my base. There's a little house on an island that looks like a great safe spot. Grabbed the car, drove down here. Had to abandon the car somewhere in the woods and then cleared this out and made this my base. And that was a server that ran fairly long. So I kind of explored the whole town. That being said, of course, things are always a little bit different. You have survivor houses different on different spaces. We have different zombie population here. We have the whole runner thing going. There might be different car wrecks everywhere around that make getting around the place difficult. So it's not like a huge advantage, but I know my way around. And one thing I definitely know is this warehouse here is absolutely worth it. There's a lot of stuff in here, and I think we're going to find, hopefully, a bunch more solar panel parts. I hope we can pick up some plaster and paint, so we can, spruce up this place a bit. We have a residential area where we can get some additional windows. The gamble is really just, I'll drive down there with this car and hope that I find, first of all, a better car in the town, and second of all, a trailer or something else that we can actually transport all of that stuff, because all the stuff I just mentioned is fairly heavy, so we're gonna have to find something to transport this with. Now, as usual, I think heading out to that other town is best done on or after a helicopter day. So I'm not gonna head out there just now. What we're gonna do now here, to finish off the episode, I'm gonna show you our trapping spot. So really here, along the river. I might have gone a little bit further away than I need to. I was debating, there's a mod that allows you to actually put up traps closer to base, so you don't have to be like 75 tiles away. But it's fine. Two rabbits, and we can bait all our traps again. Yeah, my trapping skill is, I think, super low still. Yeah, not even at level 1. So getting 2 traps with a catch out of 8 seems to be the norm right now. So yeah, that's, by the way, one of the zombies I encountered here. Yeah, other than that, what do we get? Well, that's a tiny one. Well, not the biggest rabbits I've ever seen, but it's gonna keep us fat for a while. So my main concern, though, with heading out to a new town is, as usual, the farm. And this is all relatively freshly planted. Probably gonna lose the cabbages if I leave, but everything else is still kinda in the early stages. Yeah. I think that's gonna be fine. Assuming we have the helicopters soon. I'm also running a little bit out of storage space. 2.2, you know, let's put some of those lettuces. Out of freezing. And yeah, if you store rabbits without butchering them, they take up a little bit more space, but they stay fresh much longer. Since we still have some rabbit meat here that I can use for cooking, I don't need to butcher them just yet. So yeah, I think we're gonna put a cut in here. What I'm gonna do, assuming if we don't have the helicopter tomorrow, we're just gonna head out and kill zombies along this road as far as we get, and drive back home at night. I said I wanted to make this whole road a little bit more easily drivable, and we're going to be driving this much more often, I think, because after doing this, we're probably going to do Lake Ivy next. Although, I should really pause the game while doing this. The other option, what I want to do definitely in this playthrough, is check out this place. This is a completely new map I've never been to. I think it's Greenport. Getting there is just a little bit tricky. So that means we either have to go through Rabbit Hash, which is this little map here, which is going to be its own adventure because the whole road is blocked with car wrecks. Or we got to go all the way around here, coming from this side, which I'm also not super keen about. But yeah, for now, we're going to put a cut in here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.